continue with this witness. Go ahead, Mr. Gilpin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Lieutenant, I believe we were talking about some of the efforts that you had made in looking for Susana. You had, my recollection was you had said that you would go and to the Norcross area and would sit and kind of stake out. And what kind of areas would you go to?
The hotels that was around off of Beaver Ruin, Jimmy Carter Boulevard. A lot of the stuff that I was looking for was like whenever someone would call Jasmine and say, hey, I saw her over here, I just added that to my list of places that I would go and stake out. And not only would I do that, I would always take a picture of Susana from our bolo that we made and actually ask people, and I would canvass and I would see if they've seen this child before here or anything of that nature. I went through RV stations that was set up in there just to see. It was just things of that nature because I was just trying to think outside the box just in case something like human trafficking could have occurred or anything. I was just trying to put everything in consideration.
Follow every lead that you could.
Yes.
At some point in your efforts, did you attempt to locate or find any video surveillance that was around the area that might have captured Susana?
Yes. Jasmine had sent me a video, I guess, from Instagram or Facebook, or where it seems that there was a girl that was walking the opposite way on Singleton toward the intersection, and it went right across Checkers. There's a Checkers there, and so I went to try to get that video from them. It's just the way their video system was set up, it didn't have it on there. The owner didn't know how to operate his own system. I actually had when I got a request from our tech unit to go out there and look at it. But by the time we were able to see it, because he was never there, the way his video was recorded, it was only set up to record for like 2 weeks. So I actually went down the street on that same sidewalk. That was a storage facility there. Unfortunately, the sidewalk is up here and the storage facility is a little bit down. And so me and the owner of that place went through the time frame and just to see if we saw maybe her walking across, because you would have to cross that in order to go home.
And were you successful in finding any video footage?
No, sir.
Okay. Those locations that you're talking about, I'm going to show you here on this map, just so we can have you can tell where generally we're talking about here. That is Exhibit 32. Can you, I'll turn it back here just so we can all see, and I'll just hold it here. Okay. But where are those locations generally that you're talking about? This is Santa Ana Drive here, okay, and Susana's home. So you would go out here. I believe that's where the Checkers is located at, right there. In fact, it's right there. There's some other shopping center that's right there. There's a shopping center that has like a Hispanic supermarket that's right there as well. I checked those as well. They didn't have anything either. And then this is where the storage facility is located here, actually. Okay. So you were looking in those on both sides of Singleton Road for video footage. Yes. That based on the fact that she was walking down Singleton Road back towards her house. Yes. Okay. Does the Gwinnett County Police Department have and operate drones?
We do, but I don't think at that time we had that type of, we didn't have that, I don't think. Okay. Yes.
Do you recall any drones being put up to look through areas for Susana?
Yes, there were, I guess, Detective Carter was able to get some data from some phones that made them think that it was in the vicinity of, and I think it's considered Duluth in that area, as some apartment complex, and had them do that technique there.
Okay, but you weren't involved with that?
I was not involved with that, yes, sir.
Now, of your searching, let me ask, to get an idea, your efforts in looking for Susana, if she disappeared on July 26th, 2022, how long did you continuously look for her?
For a good, I actually continued until the day her remains were found, actually.
Now, I mean, obviously you have a job to do and other people to supervise, but how often would you go out and look during that period of time of her missing?
So I typically went into the office to get my regular work done, and I immediately went out. I would also just, I couldn't get enough of it. Like I said, I mean, I would see my daughter in her face, and the first thing I thought of was Susana. And so it was driving me to find her, because I mentally was telling myself that we were going to find her. I would go on my off days. I could remember going on Thanksgiving Eve and just hanging out, and just because it invited me so much that it overwhelmed me to the point where I didn't want to do anything else but to do that. Like I said, I neglected my family because I would get up I couldn't sleep, and it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning. I would just get up and just go down and just look.
A lot of effort on your part, a lot of investigation that you led. In all of that investigation, did you locate any evidence whatsoever that led to the discovery of Susana's body?
No.
Did you find any evidence of where she had gone or what had happened to her?
No.
The investigation after she disappeared, were you essentially the lead investigator for the police department on it at that time?
It was, just because of the matter of how we do our investigation when it comes to missing persons. I didn't want it to wait that long for it to be assigned to a detective, just because we do have that buffer of time to see about, especially if we don't know if there's been a criminal crime that has occurred to the person, or if we don't have information to lead a reasonable person to think that that person was taken against their will. So I ensured Jasmine, when I spoke with her and her mother, that I've taken on this on a personal level, just because I understood that. I've been part of the Hispanic culture for over 30 years, and it meant a lot to me because my wife is Hispanic.
So normally you would wait 30 days for a detective to get assigned, but in this particular case, you assigned it to yourself as the sergeant over the SVU unit almost immediately after it happened.
Yes, sir, and then I started disseminating details for several different detectives to do this, to do this, to do this, to do that. A lot of the back behind the scene work, I let them take care of that, and then I would do a lot of these canvassing and searching myself. I ended up getting one of the deputies. I spoke to a former police officer that works for the Sheriff's Department, Gwinnett County Sheriff's Department, which is Lieutenant Nelson, and he is basically an expert at working cases of trafficking, human trafficking, and even with him doing the details of looking for every possible things, and he's been a very inspirational person as far as helping us locate people. He didn't see anything going on, and that actually what deterred me, what scared me to think that it was more, that she was not going to be here.
At what point did the investigation get turned over to somebody else?
At the point when we looked at the phones and saw that there were no communication, we realized that we needed to get an expertise of a homicide person, and no one is better at doing that than Corporal Carter, because she's very determined.
The individuals who are part of the SVU unit, your detectives that you supervised, was Corporal Conway one of those detectives?
Yes.
Throughout your investigation, your side of doing things, was he one of the individuals that you were tasked with looking at things and doing things?
Yes, he was very good at doing that. And so he understood the urgency of when I give him something to make sure that get done. So,
As a superior officer, you were the supervisor, and Corporal Conway and others with the SDU unit did things on your behalf.
yes.
Okay. Now, I want to take you a little bit further on. February 6th, 2023, were you made aware that the police department had located Susana's remains?
Yes, Corporal Carter gave me a call and let me know.
Okay. Did you participate in being out there on scene there where her remains were located?
No.
Now, after that, did you participate in executing any search warrants related to the defendant in this case?
Yes, sir, I did.
All right, and what did you participate in?
I went in there just to help out with his superiors at the other police department had came to gather their equipment and everything.
Let me back you up.
Yes.
Just here for a second. What did you participate in searching?
I helped participate in searching for his equipment that was owed to Dorville.
Where was that at?
At the apartment of the defendant.
Okay, his house.
His house, yes, sir.
The Gwinnett County Police Department, did y'all execute a search warrant at the defendant's home?
Yes.
Okay. And was that the day that he was arrested?
Yes, sir.
All right, February 13th of 2023, does that sound?
That sounds about right, yes, sir.
And his apartment, where was it located?
It's located in Norcross, and to be honest with you, it's just right on the other side of the fence of the victim.
All right, I'm going to show you what's previously been admitted as State Exhibits 34 and 35. And if you could go ahead and publish State's Exhibit number 34, please. And you have it on your screen. I also have the paper copy here. We'll wait for it to be on the screen so we can see. All right. This photograph, State's Exhibit number 34, where the red location icon is, where is that location?
That's where Susana Morales reside with her mother.
That's their home?
That's their home, yes, sir.
In this photograph, can you see where the defendant lived?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I have, because the screen is a little bit high and far, I now have a pointer, make it a little bit easier. If you wouldn't mind, if you can use this and show the jury where the defendant lived. Defendant lived right here.
On the second floor, to the left. When you walk up the staircase here, go to the left and then the apartment's right there.
Okay. So this building that you pointed at, does his apartment occupy this left top side here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were, I'll take it, thank you so much. When you participated in the execution of the search warrant, was it at that location?
Yes, sir, it was.
Have you ever visited Susana's home?
Multiple times, like a lot of times, yes.
I don't need an exact measurement in feet and inches, but give the jury an idea. How far apart are these two locations, the defendant's apartment and Susana's home?
About a football field length.
Okay. Now, you've been there. Are you able, from the defendant's apartment, to see Susana's home?
Yes. When you look at this photo, you see there's a lot of shrubbery and trees and stuff, but when we was actually there in February, obviously the autumn of the leaves actually fall down, so you have much more of a clear-cut look looking over that 4-foot fence during that time frame.
And you, from his apartment, could see Susana's home?
Yes, I actually saw Susana home as I parked in the drive in the parking lot, because part of the parking lot has an elevation to it. And as I got out of the car, I had already been looking anyway just to see the comparison between when I was always driving by their home, and I could always see that apartment. So.
All right. think those are all the questions that I have for you, Lieutenant Biggers. Ms. Drake may have some for you.
Yes, sir.